School classes disrupted by pupils who don't speak English. Well, the local government association says public services are under strain because of immigration.
And it wants an emergency fund to help councils. So how much of a problem is it?
Well, Dr. Jill Rutter is a migration expert from the Institute for Public Policy Research, and Bazyl is a Pole who came to this country last year. Morning to you both. Thanks very much.
Hello.
Bazyl, I just want to ask your point of view. First of all, actually, why did you decide to come here in the first place?
That's a kind of adventure. I just wanted to try something else. I've decided that it would be UK because of the open borders. This is how it comes.
And what line of work are you in, Bazyl?
I'm a software engineer over here. So, yeah, it's a office work, I can say, not like most of the Poles working on construction sites.
OK, and just briefly, just to set your stall out, I mean, what experience have you had of accessing services in this country, I suppose, doctors, things like that?
Yeah, at the start, that was traumatic adventure, to be honest. Getting to a GP took me 3 months. Everyone was saying that I'm not in the zone. The problem of housing also, letting or renting any house or flat was also very difficult because of lack of references and also money because it's quite expensive.
Just let's talk about the impact on services as well, Dr. Jill Rutter. What is the impact on services? I mean, we hear these stories about GPs being overrun, also police forces as well under pressure.
I think migrants use particular services which relate to who they are, but overall migrants aren't heavy users of public services because they tend to be young, fit and single. Of the like Bazyl, I mean, the new Polish migrants, 82% are under 35 and only 7% have children. And I think we need to keep that in mind.
But I mean, what the local government association is arguing is, OK, net benefit to the economy, to the big economy, so to speak, in terms of the taxes they pay, but local councils still, even from these active single people, still have extra strains. They've got to have their bins emptied and things like that.
You're right. I mean, we haven't been good at channeling the economic benefits of migration to hard-pressed public services. We're not good at getting money quickly to these services. And I think it's a good idea to have this £250 million contingency fund, because some services, like English language teaching, do need money quickly to be able to respond.
I'm also interested, Bazyl, as well, you know, your friends and all the other Polish people who live here. How difficult, you say it's quite difficult to get access to services, but what kind of things do you want to use? What is it you feel you need?
I think there's some services, especially healthcare. So getting to a GP or specialist sometimes. It's renting a flat, which is difficult. It's also kind of a service. And the standard council things like taking rubbish, these kind of things. And this is quite problematic. There's plenty of people living around. I've seen lots of rubbish just wandering or flying around in the windy days. And getting to a GP is a horror. But in general, except for those small things, everything's okay.
Dr. Rutter, what's your take on it? I mean, is some of the difficulties, let's say, Bazyl found in finding a GP, is a lot of that down to just the pressures, the numbers of people looking for those services, or is there something else at play?
I think it is pressures in particular areas because migrant workers tend to live in particular parts of the country.
OK, and just really quickly before you go, Bazyl, what about the reaction from people as well to you living here? How have you been received?
Most of the cases I haven't got any problems.
Well, I mean, you can tell your English is very good, but what happens if you speak Polish in public to your mates?
Not in London, because London is an international city, to be honest. But outside of London, sometimes people are confused when I'm using the Polish language. And sometimes even starting to be aggressive. But never had a big problem with it, to be honest.
Yeah, interesting. OK, thanks very much for coming to talk to us,
Thank
Bazyl and Dr. Jill Rutter. Thank you.
Thank you.